A plague of safety in a world gone mad. The world has closed in. We have faced a pandemic that has filled us with fear. Self-isolation, social distancing are the only way, we're told, to avoid severe physical consequences and almost certain death of self or a loved one. Terms like flatten the curve, the new normal, we're all in this together, have assaulted our ears on a daily basis from various government bodies and the media. Every single company or government body has a litany of COVID safety injunctions. Wear a mask, wash your hands often, don't touch your face, wear gloves, social distance of 2 meters, use hand sanitizer. Being safe is a lot of work. It's not only COVID-19 that threatens us. We are threatened by diseases and microorganisms in the air we breathe and the food we eat. Every contact is risky. Only vaccines can save us. We coddle our children, handing them electronics instead of a baseball and bat, fearing for their physical safety and maybe even being targeted by predators. Now, let's talk about the climate crisis. Various authorities have warned us that our time is short. Armageddon is coming.
It's been a summer of drought across large parts of Europe. Wildfires raging where they normally don't, like Arctic Sweden. Today's landmark report should leave you in no doubt about the links between extreme weather and climate change. And to prevent it becoming unpredictably dangerous, say the scientists, we have to keep warming below 1.5 degrees.
Limiting warming to 1.5 degrees is not impossible, but will require unprecedented transitions in all aspects of society.
As you see, our very futures and that of our children are not safe. The IPCC tells us that the very planet that sustains us is doomed. In the workplace, it's not safe either. We must beware of sexual harassment and bullying. Add to that the need for gender equity and pay equity, since, as you know, ours is such a patriarchal society. And don't forget endemic racism and white privilege. There are also the microaggressions in colleges and universities, requiring safe spaces for the aggressed. Be safe! The world is a dangerous place! Our emotional well-being is at stake. Our physical well-being is threatened, and the very planet we live on is endangered. Every day we come closer to the precipice of disaster. We are wise to do everything we can to be safe and heed the dire warnings of the UN, world leaders, and the media. Aren't we? I won't take time to dissect the many reasons why all these causes for fear are unfounded. How the COVID pandemic is media furor, misinformation, and overreaction, possibly even more. Dr. Rashid Buttar on London Real does an excellent job of that. How vaccines are often more dangerous than the disease they seek to prevent. How climate change, it's certainly not the problem the IPCC would have us believe it to be. I don't think much of Michael Moore, but his recent movie Planet of the Humans exposed the great guru of this religion of climate change, Al Gore, for the profiteering opportunist he is, enriching himself and his green energy cronies on the backs of gullible, fearful believers. If that movie did anything at all, it exposed green energy for the fraud it is. And did you know that child you wanted to keep safe by giving him electronics has a 1 in 7 chance of being targeted by an online predator? Workplace issues are real, but have largely been dealt with. We just have to know the measures to follow if it occurs. Gender equity and pay equity, well, for a little common sense, listen to Jordan Peterson. To address endemic racism and white privilege, Candace Owens is far more qualified than I am. Don't get me started on microaggressions and safe spaces. And now we come to the crux of the issue. With all our obsession with safety, with protecting ourselves from harm, we have become systemic victims of fear of disease and death. We absorb media sensationalism as truth and are easily manipulated by the fear narrative in every aspect of our lives. We are like lemmings conditioned by fear. George Orwell's 1984 was truly prophetic.
They have attacked an unarmed village with rocket bombs and murdered 4,000 defenseless, innocent and peaceful citizens of Oceania. This is no longer war. This is cold-blooded murder. Until now, the war has been conducted with honor and bravery, with the ideals of truth and justice, in the best traditions of mankind, until this moment. Brothers and sisters, the endless catalogue of bestial atrocities which will inevitably ensue from this appalling act must, can, and will be terminated. The forces of darkness and the treasonable maggots who collaborate with them must, can, and will be wiped from the face of the earth. We must crush them. We must smash them. We must stamp them out. We, the people of Oceania, and our traditional allies, the people of Eurasia, will not rest until the final victory has been achieved. Death to the eternal enemy of Oceania. Death! Death! Death!
Brothers and sisters, 1 week from now, in this very square, we shall, as a demonstration of our resolve, as a sure sign to those who attempt to threaten our party and our saints, we shall execute publicly the same number of East Asian prisoners by hanging, drawing, and quartering.
We accept to be tracked. We are willing to report on each other. Anything is acceptable as long as we're safe. Obsessed with safety, we have stopped living. We have sacrificed our freedom. We have believed the government can keep us safe and have allowed the shackles to be applied. Perhaps Armageddon is upon us, all evidence to the contrary. Sure, we need to take care of our health, our children, and our planet. However, the culture of victimhood has resulted in a generation of immature, helpless dependents waiting for someone else to deal with their problems and never taking responsibility because they don't feel safe. Heeding the Cassandra cry of the media, the UN and various government bodies is the epitome of folly. The media wants your attention, the government wants your vote, and the UN has an agenda. It's time we start to investigate beyond these sources. Remember to breathe. Wake up. The sun will continue to rise for a very long time. The world is still very beautiful. We are not on this earth to be safe. We are here to live, enjoy life, be free.